palmistry reading of a particular person whose age is 40. He had few questions in his mind, so these are basically the main questions: present and the future analysis detailed up to 5 years from now, from 40 to 45. That's approximate. Planetary positions, we can come to know about planets in palmistry, but not exactly the planetary positions like that we see on in astrology. Raj Yoga also we cannot come to know, but we can come to know if a person has a very good planet and will that planet gives immense amount of result. Health and wealth analysis, so one by one we would basically take a look at it, and I would try to explain to you whatever I see on his palm. See, when we take a look at this particular palm, one of the best lines in this particular palm is the line that is going from here, from the base of the palm till pointing towards the Mount of Mercury. Mount of Mercury is the most important planet in today's times. Mount of Mercury basically represents communication, technical skills, business skills. All these kind of skills are represented by Mercury. Many people, they have a mercury line, but the mercury line is broken kind, and that's not basically a good indication to have. And that would mean that the person confuses simple things also. But out here, if a person has got a good mercury line, a single mercury line, this is one of the best indications to have. Some people also call this line as the line of health. Some people call it as the line of liver. See, basically liver, what it does is that it purifies your it does the purification process, and if there's any poison, so it it basically nullifies that particular poison. So this area, if this line is very much broken, then basically health problems may arise. If your uh, if your liver is not functioning properly, your stomach is not going to function properly, and if your stomach is not going to function properly, basically your health might get affected. But because the lines out here are very less and simple line, that's when we say that the liver is going to function in the most perfect way. The strong lines that we see under the finger, and this even this particular line, it basically signifies very strong set of skill. Strong set of skills is what basically makes a person successful, and if a person doesn't have a strong set of skills, the chances of failures basically increase. This is basically the money line, the line that is going towards the mount of Saturn, the second finger, the longest finger. That's basically the line of money. But line of money doesn't basically tell everything about how much money we are likely to have. See, amount of money line could only indicate 10, 15, 20% of how much money we might basically have. Because the person has got a stable money line, the chances increase. But money line, apart from the money line, there are many other indications on the hand that might show success or failure, and on top, the most important line would be this particular line, the line of skills. You would notice in life that very few people, they have skills in their life, and skills is necessary to be successful. So people who have got a strong line of mercury, their chances increase not because the line is present, but because they have skills. Skills basically makes a person successful. There's also a line something like this, formation of a money triangle out here. Money triangle is basically formed with a combination of the money line, the line of mercury, and the headline. See, three lines basically form this particular triangle. This is called the big triangle. Some people might have a bigger triangle, some people have a very short small triangle, so this is a medium kind of a triangle. And it's basically formed by the money. Money basically means money. This is skill, and this is the thought process. So if your thought process line is also perfect during this particular period from 35 till approximately 55, 60, this is when stability is required. So if the line is stable, the chances for success basically increase. So this is what is represented by these particular lines. Now I'm just going to go back. His other questions were present and future analysis detailed up to 5 years from now. So from 5 years from now, I would just point out on his money line where uh, where this basically starts. This is the money line, this is the headline. So the intersection is age 35, intersection of heart line, and the money line is age 53. So somewhere out here the age is 44. The person's age, this point is 44, so somewhere the person could be somewhere out here. During this particular period, you would notice that there is no cutting of lines. So no cutting of lines means no hardship as such, no blockages as such in one's life. There is a line that is going somewhere out here, so this could be a problem. This might have been a problem at the age of 35, but even the problem lines, that the horizontal lines that we see uh, coming from the area of Mount of Mars basically signifies problems. The amount of Mars is this particular area, so these particular lines that you see, these are basically problem lines that have already, the time has already gone past by. So we are not going to talk about that. And even this particular line intersection, the problem line is touching somewhere out here at the intersection of the head and the line of head and money line. So problems could have been there at the age of 35, but because the main money line is intact, so the problems might have come and basically they might have vanished. So uh, on the money line as such, we do not see any problem. This portion we do not see any problem from age 40 to 45. That's the approximate we would say. Now we would take a look at the sun line as well, because sun line tells about our career. So this is the sun line. This is before the age of 35. This portion of the sun line is from the age of 35 to 53. So, and this line basically swings a little bit towards the Saturn mount. Saturn mount is basically for money. So, sun line moving towards the Saturn mount would also bring about money or orientation and more money. But this sun line is very much intact, deep and clear. Deep and clear lines are considered to be good. A deep and clear line basically signifies that the person is energizing their work. See, some people, they might have a very, very dim kind of a line, very dim kind of a line. I'm just drawing over a particular line, something like this. This is a very dim kind of a line. That is not a sun line, but I'm just for indicative purpose I'm drawing. So people who have a very dim line of sun, it would signify that they are not energizing their work. But a strong line basically signifies that the person is energizing their work, and if they energize their work, the chances of success increases. Now another line they develops somewhere beyond the heart line and below the finger, this portion, and this is the strongest. So it signifies after the age of 53, the success is going to be much more. And other palmists might call these lines to be the lines of luck. Some people say this is the line of name and fame. I don't call them as the line of name and fame, although I do not disagree. It would bring about name and fame, nor do I call it as the line of luck. I purely say deep and clear line means you are energizing your work. If it's very dim, that means you are not energizing the work the amount you should basically put into your work. So this is what is represented by strong or weak lines of sun. Now the person is also wanting to know if there is any Raj Yoga. Uh, for that, I would basically point out few lines out here. This is the lifeline, and you would notice many lines, they are moving upward, pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. Jupiter is Guru. Guru is basically ruling. It brings about a person. It takes a person to a ruling position. It brings in honor, position, high position. All these things basically come to a person if from the lifeline there are lines moving upward pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. If they point towards the mount of Saturn, that would bring about money. So this portion of the line would bring about money. And the timing out here is approximately, this time is could be approximately the age the person is traveling in right now. You would notice one, I'm just zooming in over this particular area, you would notice that that before the age of 35, you'd notice that upward lines can also be seen, and a branch like this is also going. So this branch moving downwards is not generally considered to be good. This might have brought about some health related issues in the past. Now we move on to other aspect, and that is basically the headline. Headline is also a very important line. Its origination is of very much importance. Uh, the normal I will first draw a normal kind of a heartline in a normal person's hand. This is the lifeline, and normally it's something like this. This is the headline. But in this case, and so in some people's case, there's a wide gap between the life and the head, so rashness. So we don't, so that's one thing. But in this case, the line of head is completely different. This is the lifeline. The line of head is purely pointing towards the Mount of Jupiter. Mount of Jupiter, you would notice such kind of a line can be seen in the hand of Nirmala, Sitaraman, Venkaya Naidu. So people who are in high position and honor, in those people's case, the headline points towards the Mount of Jupiter. So Mount of Jupiter is a big planet. Big planet means growth and expansion in one's life. So a headline that originates point towards the Mount of Jupiter brings about purely and purely the person is always angling his mind, his thought process is always angling towards high position and honor, and this is what would satisfy them. So this is a very important aspect. It appears that the on the headline towards the end there's a branch like formation. Branch like formation would make the person a genius. It brings in genius streaks. Genius doesn't mean the person knows everything, but genius basically means that there's something significant in their life, whatever they are basically specializing in. You would notice there's also a small mole on the finger of Mercury. Mercury is the finger of communication and technical skills. So a mole on any place on the palm would bring about very significant, that planet becomes very significant, and the possibilities for success basically increases from this particular planet increases. The communication, the technical skills, the networking part, uh, the media part, or any such thing. There could be various possibilities as well. Now one very different kind of a line is seen out here, and it's hard to comprehend what basically it is. We can take a look at the same line from two different perspectives. If we take a look at, if this is the heart line and this could be the branch, so this branch, there are few branches that are tilting inward, so those are basically negative lines if this is a branch. And as such, if the branch is just pointing a little bit upwards, so there's nothing wrong with that kind of a branch. It is regarding relationships. But if we take a look from the other point of view, if we take a look from the point of view, if this is the headline and this is another headline, then this becomes highly significant because it's starting under the Mount of Jupiter. So this may, I've seen in few people's case that such people, they rise up to very high position. So this might have to do something to do very significantly with Raj Yog, uh, because similar line was seen in the hands of Sheila Dikshit, the top politician. She had something like this. She had a line out here and a line something like out here. So something like this she had, and in a very top business family, a lady out there, even she had very similar kind of a line. Uh, Although these days they are in trouble, but still the presence of the lines something like this, I generally consider it to be a good sign. And this is one of the hands, and you just take a look at the left hand as well. So in the left hand also similar indications can be seen. You can see a mole on the Mount of Mars positive. This is the area of coolness, calmness, and tenacity. So in this particular area also something significant basically happened. This planet might play out in a very significant way because it's the mole is out here, perpendicular lines out here, independent perpendicular deep and clear lines of Mercury basically represents very good communication and skills. Headline branching into two, the person is a genius and the person has that capacity to view things from two different perspectives. Not many people basically have this kind of ability. And in the earlier period of one's lifeline, you would say island-like formation, so that health-related issues could have been there in the earlier period, but there's also supporting lifeline that also basically somehow helps us to basically sustain bad health and come out of bad health in a better way. The line of life becomes much deeper and clearer, singular after the age of let's say 35, 40. So better health can be expected. So that's it for this particular reading. I hope you like this particular video. If you like this video, click on the like button and do subscribe. On the left hand as well, we find a strong line coming and touching somewhere at the age of 35. So problems somewhere at that particular age can be seen. There are few lines out here. Mars is a little bit badly marked. So a badly marked uh, might bring out oppositions and might bring about problems from male members inside the family. So that, but not to a very high degree, but to some extent, yes. And I give too much of very much importance to the Mercury line because that's a very important line for success or failure. And people who have got a strong line of Mercury, this is where success lies. And regarding the person asked regarding litigation, if there could be any litigation or such. See, a person can't stop litigation in their life, but uh, in the hands of the, see, let's take a hand of a lawyer. So a good lawyer, they would always have a very good amount of mercury, because amount of mercury would give them the ability to communicate in an effective way, in a very clear cut way. So people who generally get into legal trouble, see, any person might get into legal trouble. Some people come out of it much stronger, and some people basically they lose due to this particular aspect. So people who have a strong mercury line, it would represent that even if the person comes into legal trouble, yet the person is not going to affect it because the person has the skills and the person is very good at paperwork. So even if the person is having some legal trouble, the person is going to come out stronger because they know the ins and out of law. And even if they don't know, they would learn, and they basically would have a very strong set of skills and strong communication, and they can draft letters very well, they can draft a very good petition. So all these things, these qualities, so those qualities would bring about uh, it like kind of reduces the problem. Support of government and government officials, yes, because on I've already mentioned on the Mount of Jupiter, there's good possibilities. Professional and business analysis, I've already explained to you. Regarding a good Mercury line would bring about these benefits. Raj Yoga, I would say that probably Mercury might be a very important, Mercury and Jupiter. So Mercury and Jupiter are important planets. So those would bring about good possibilities. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching this video. Bye and take care.